I recently stumbled across my original copy of Crash Bandicoot for my PlayStation 1. I mean, just look at this. We have a disc and a booklet on the inside. And seeing this made me think about how games were back in the day. So today, I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant about gaming. Alright, so back when I was a kid, I was playing stuff on Nintendo 64, Game Boy, Sega Genesis, and PlayStation 1. Unfortunately, I don't have my Genesis anymore, but I have everything else. I even have my original box for my Pokemon Fire Red version. Unfortunately, the game's not in here. I don't really know where I put it, but nonetheless, I have it somewhere. But over the years, gaming in general has definitely come a long way. You see, back then, we used to think that the graphics were amazing, but realistically, the graphics weren't that good. The audio quality wasn't always the best, and there were a lot of annoying quirks to some of those games. But then again, we didn't seem to care. Maybe we were just young and didn't have the information like we have today, but games were, or at least felt, a lot better back then. So I want to actually explore this a little bit more. So comparing an old game versus a new game, I think a great comparison would be old school RuneScape versus RuneScape 3. For those of you that don't know, old school RuneScape is basically a 2007 reboot version of the original RuneScape game. The old school version was created mainly because in 2012 we got an update called Evolution of Combat, which was the rework to the combat system, which is probably the most controversial update to RuneScape's history. And because of that, the vast majority of the community didn't like it, so in 2013 we got old school RuneScape. So basically the way it was in 2007 versus how it is today. I always thought it was funny when you go to the main website, it actually shows the total players playing the game. Then when you click on old school, you see the players specifically playing old school RuneScape, which old school holds about 85% of the current players logged into the game. So that should say something. Now, there are a lot of reasons why I think the older version of the game is better than the current version, but I think the main reason is honestly simplicity. But even if we're going to ignore that, I think the time frame was very important as well. You see, in the past, we didn't have the ease of access for information like we do today. The best we had back then was buying like a $30 game guide that we bought with the game, or your friend down the street telling you that you need to talk to some specific NPC. But like anything else, things do change over time. Like when I was a kid, I was trying my hardest not to fall off the carpet in Rainbow Ride and Super Mario 64. And nowadays, people are performing carpet lists to get to the big house in the sky. But see, that's the thing. Older games like Super Mario 64 had bugs and glitches that you can abuse. Another thing I also find to be really cool is knowing that the glitch is basically in the game since the beginning and we don't discover it until many years later. But anyways, if a game like Super Mario 64 were released today and it had a glitch like carpet lists in it, I guarantee you that would be patched. I mean, no questions about it. Games with glitches, whether they were intentional or not, seem to make the game a lot more fun. And some games also had cheats built into them. Some you unlocked through gameplay or some you just typed in a code on the main menu. But in my opinion, I felt like cheats were a little bit more exciting back before the internet really became popular. Just because if you found out about a cheat, it's because you found out from your friend. Like when you're in elementary school and some kid teaches you about some secret code in some game, it's like you discover the key to the universe. I mean, yeah, I understand that everybody doesn't like to use cheats. I get it. But I mean, come on, who didn't use cheats at some point when you're playing GTA Vice City? I mean, it was fun. And also, if you haven't noticed this, but the newer games seem to be designed to be played on pilot mode, which I think is fine if you want to shut your brain off. But I felt like the games back then, you actually had to read through the chat to figure out what you needed to do next. You have no idea how long it took me to figure out that I needed to give Mustafa a lemon in Paper Mario. Then I still needed to figure out where to get the lemon. But see, back then you had to explore games instead of just following the most efficient guide that you find on the internet, or one of those 100% playthrough videos that you find on YouTube, which is fine. I use it to find some of the hidden gems in Crash 4, but at least I try to play the game myself and figure it out. And like I said, I'm not bashing on people that do this. I understand I do it as well, but I'm just trying to say we didn't have that back then, and it just gave gaming a little bit of a different feel. When you're playing a game and you see a puzzle that pops up on the screen, are you going to do it yourself or are you going to go straight to the internet? Yeah, thought so. If you're playing Mario Kart for the first time online, you're going to lose your first few races. And eventually, you're going to ask yourself, what's the best character? What's the best kart? What are the best tires to use? Which is fine. At the end of the day, we want to know what the meta is. So you're going to go to the internet and find the answers. It's a lot easier to do this nowadays. And I mean, look, I do this all the time. If you want to get top 4 in teamfight tactics, you got to do your research. I mean, you have to know what's good. It's very competitive. So yes, I understand this. And I've realized that some of these things evolved over time due to the internet, not necessarily the games itself. So in general, I don't really think that newer games are bad. I just don't play them as often. But for me personally, I think it's more of a nostalgia thing. I like playing older games because that's what I grew up playing and I've missed the way that I felt when I played them. That's why I've been playing RuneScape for so many years. One of the many reasons. But then again, when I'm talking about newer games, it just seems to be all about selling cosmetics, animations, DLCs, map packs. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter to me. If you want to come home and grab your PS6 game and pop it into your console and enjoy it, go for it.